So, we are going to be watching this video,
It's been a while.
which literally everybody,
Things have changed.
like if somebody
I started hearing
hasn't
whispers
been
about Drown's
viewers
return.
at one
It's
point
not
in their
clickbait.
life.
On March 9th, I will be hosting my last Theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm a little bit more disorganized than usual. Normally, I would want to script out something like this pretty precisely, but with an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room, there's no teleprompters, there's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started. It's a conversation between us. And sorry that I keep getting emotional about this. I'll try not to, but it's a big deal. You know, like, if you think about it, this channel is Steph and my first child, really.
If you
Before
think
we had
about
Ollie,
it.
before we had Skip, MatPat, like, it was this. This was our baby. This channel has been going for 13 years. I think in total
That's
it's
a
somewhere around
lot.
like 1,200 theories. And only half of those are FNAF. Shocking. I know, we actually did stuff that wasn't FNAF related.
That's surprising.
But this has been a literal third of my life. Then I guess prompts the question of like, why? Why am I doing this now? Why am I making this announcement today? Why am I walking away from the channels? Well, to be honest,
Your father.
it was Tom Scott. You can blame Tom Scott. Tom just did his farewell video, and I'm like, well, he was able to do it. I want to be able to fly away in a helicopter. Obviously, that's not it. But really, my reasons for making this announcement today is probably largely the same as Tom's reasons, or Seth Everman's, or Captain Sparkle's, or Papa Meat's, or Stampy Longhead's. Like, there's a lot of these videos that are coming out these days, and there's going to be a lot more happening throughout this year. Steph and I have known this video would be coming for the last 3 years. We weren't sure it was necessarily going to be today. We didn't know
Really?
exactly when it would fall, but we knew it was going to happen eventually.
quickly?
That's why over the last couple years we've been staffing up so much. That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box training up the team to make the
Literally
best
box.
videos that they can, because we knew that we couldn't do this forever. We knew that, honestly, we didn't want to do this forever. For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where
I mean,
I'm
you don't
sitting down
have
at
to.
dinner with my best friend, and we're talking about business logistics, or we're talking about animatronic toes. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games, and it's not for content. Or I'm playing a game and I'm not thinking about what theories are going to come out of that. I miss
True.
it. So that's a big reason. That was a big one right there. But also just the internet's changing. My life has changed in the last 13 years. I mentioned Ollie before. He's the coolest little dude, and he's getting older by the minute. And I watch him, and he is so much fun, and he is so much smarter than I was when I was his age. He also probably knows the FNAF lore better than I do, which is a problem that I should probably address at some point. But honestly, I want to be able to spend more time with him. Another sad
This
fact
is
of the matter
so sad.
is I'm getting older. I'm 37 now. When you think about it, there's only really 2 ways to step away from a YouTube channel. You either just decide the day that you stop uploading and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance
Yeah, this
slowly
is a,
dies, or
like-
your passion slowly dies. And for me and my journey in this place, I always wanted to go out on a high note. And when you stop and look at the last year, this has been the best year in the theorist lifespan ever. Like, no joke.
mean, that
It
is
is our highest
true.
view year. It is the year where we launched Style Theory and immediately put our foothold in a brand new space, and that took off, and now we're one of the top style and fashion channels on YouTube. And that kind of completes the trifecta of, hey, we now have a top channel in 4 different verticals that are completely different, and no other YouTuber really has ever been able to do it to that scale. When I pull up videos of all my favorite creators, and I watch them, and all of a sudden I start hearing people just casually dropping, "That's just a theory."
It's just a theory, a game theory.
Now, this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory. a Freebirds theory.
Also a lot of lore, so if you're a big theory head, proceed at your own risk.
I did not know about this theory.
That's a theory.
That right there, that is incredible. That's the note that I want to leave on.
That was you.
And that's how you just know it's the right time. All of those reasons coming together, saying, hey, this is the moment. And that's hard to say because change is scary.
That's
Change is hard.
crazy. How if you
But
think
sometimes
about
the
it,
right decision isn't the easy decision.
That's true.
But that
That's
obviously begs the question of like,
completely
what
understandable.
happens to the channels? Well, for the next 10 weeks, we're gonna have ourselves a big old going away party. If Unis Anus taught us anything, it taught us that you probably shouldn't use urine for a personal sauna. But if Unis Anus taught us two things, one was to not soak in your own urine, but two was to appreciate the time that you have left. So that's why over the next 10 weeks, we're gonna have a bunch of theories that are gonna be a lot of fun, revisiting old favorites, getting some closure on things. We're gonna see some familiar faces, a lot of awesome stuff. Although to be fair, I think it's 9 weeks, and I think we counted this one as week 1. That was stupid of us. That, my friends, is how you wind up getting Wario being 10 feet tall. Mathematical rigor. Should have double-checked the numbers. So I have 9 theories left on each of the channels. But
That's
we're going
an
to call it
OG
MatPat's Final 10
fucking
because that
video.
just sounds better. At which point then on March 9th, we're going to have that big going away celebration, MatPat's Final Theory, and I just dust away. I stand astride my Music Man and I just whip a nay-nay off into the distance. But then
nay-nay.
something special happens. Do the channels go away with me? No. My era
I
is
feel
fading
like
away and
he
someone
is
new
one
is
of
coming in.
the
Maybe this is
OGs
the David Tennant to Matt Smith
next
transition,
to Chugga
right?
Conroy. Him and
Good,
Chugga
solid
Conroy
series episodes right
are
there.
probably
So who
my
then
favorite
is going to be
YouTubers
taking
of
over
all
the
time,
channels?
if I were to
Well,
guess.
I don't know if you've
'Cause
noticed
I think
this,
they
but
are the most
fewer and
I've
fewer
watched
of the words that I'm
YouTubes
saying
of.
in any given
MatPat
episode
was
are actually mine. If you go
basically
down to
the
the credits, you
first
can actually
YouTuber that
see
I
in the description
watched
that there are certain names
next
that
to
I'm hearing
Chugga.
more and more frequently.
They
Like,
were
yeah,
basically
I'm
around
listed on every single one as the
2009,
writer
2010, I would
because I
say.
touch every single script, I
Or
polish it in my
2011, I
voice.
forget when
But in
MatPat
all
actually
honesty, the
started.
bulk of what I'm saying is coming from someone else.
But I
It's
started
their
with him
research.
when
It's
his
their
channel
work.
actually
Why
started,
should
when
they
it was
have to
big.
filter their creativity through my voice?
Who is
Gotta give
it?
someone
Are
else
you
a
gonna
shot.
announce
But I
it?
realize that I'm getting off track here. So back to the question, who's taking over? First
Yeah.
off, it's not going to one person, but rather 4. I would not wish my schedule on anyone. Like, sure, I'm willing to not sleep for the last 13 years of my life, but I feel like as old man YouTube passing this along to the next generation, I should probably do my best to try and make it more sustainable for them. It's also going to people that you're already familiar with. You've seen them showing up in shorts. You've seen them here on the couch with me for GT Live. You've sometimes seen them washing their hair with me in my own shower. Don't read too much into that, but it is accurate. Most importantly, though, they're each an expert in their own individual subject matter, and they've been spearheading the creative of the channels for the better part of the last year. And I think what's maybe the most fascinating about all of this is that each of the 4 of them come to us from a completely different angle. You know, so for instance, you have Lee, right? Lee's gonna be taking over film theory, and Lee has been with us for 10 years. 10 years, it's crazy. I believe he was actually editor number 3 for the channels. We had Ronnie, and then we had Ryder, Foot of a Ferret, and then we had Lee. I think his first theory that he ever worked on was Rosalina's Peach's daughter, Peach's Dead.
Holy
One of my
shit, that
all-time
one's so
favorite episodes that
old.
we've ever done on the channel. And over time, he rose up. He had his own show on the channel here. He had Breakdown, which were these just beautiful documentaries that were edited in such an incredible way. And since then, he's been spearheading a lot of the creative on both the writing and the visual side. And then, of course, you have Amy over on Style Theory. And Amy is actually a very different case here. When she
Who's gonna
first
be
approached us,
Game
I think it was
Theory's
6 years
question?
ago, she didn't know about the channels. All she knew was that she wanted to learn everything that she could about digital video, and that Theorist was kind of the place that you went to learn that stuff. Like, we were the best when it comes to analytics and optimization and programming and things like that. She got in and she just devoured everything that we threw at her. So much so that she eventually got to the point where she was so good that she was consulting the largest mobile game company in the world based off of the stuff that we were working on here in studio. And then, of course, you have Santi and Tom. Santi over on Food Theory and Tom over here on Game Theory. And interestingly enough, they both grew up watching Game Theory. We were their
course.
childhood show, which, to be fair, just shows how old we are. Santi would eventually go work at Mythical with Rhett and Link before coming here, where he is bravely spearheading Food Theory and letting me mercilessly make fun of all of his recipes. He's much better than I give him credit for. I just like giving him a hard time. And then Tom, he worked at Disney and Fox, but he knew all along that he wanted to be here, right? Like, this was his aspirational goal. He
That
wanted
makes
to
sense.
write
So he
here.
wants to be a
emailed
Game
us a cold
Theory.
email outreach. We just miraculously saw it, decided to audition him, and he crushed it. His first episode that he worked on was actually watching every single installment of the Pokemon anime to calculate Pikachu's level. And to be fair, that was his pitch. Like, I have asked people to do some crazy things in the past, but not even I'm that brutal. Like, you can only watch Team Rocket blast off so many times, but he's like, this is an episode I'm passionate about. I think I'm gonna knock it out of the ballpark, and I'm gonna show you how committed I am. I have been so honored to be a part of all of your lives. But I think it's time for someone else to have that honor.
That's true.
I think
Somebody
it's time for someone
Zoomers.
else to get to ruin some childhoods. And that just kind of leaves us with one final question, right? Which is, what about me? You know, where do I go? Do I just retire to a beach somewhere? Do I whip a nene off into the distance? No. I'll still be here. Obviously, first off, we've got our final 10 episodes, like I said, so that's, well, it wasn't 10 episodes. However many episodes are left between now and March 9th, we got those.
Nice.
I'm going to be on GT Live from now until the foreseeable future, probably until the end of the summer. That feels about right. And then we have the big going away video on March 9th. After that, I, stand aside as Santi, Lee, Amy, and Tom step up and take over the hosting role. But I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be alongside the creative directors talking about programming, brainstorming ideas for upcoming episodes. That's awesome. I love that. I don't want to give that up. But the other cool thing about this is that it opens up the door for me to turn the script. For the last 13 years, I've been commenting on other people's IP, but now that I'm stepping out of those roles, I get to create the IP. And just like your grandparents, hopefully cool grandparents, but just like a grandparent, you don't get to see me all the time. And I don't get to see you all the time. And maybe we call and talk to each other every once in a while. But at the end of the day, that grandpa loves getting to see you.
Oh my
maybe he
God,
shows
I'm
up at a
fucking
special event.
cry
Maybe
right
he
now.
shows up at a holiday. Maybe he shows up at the Theory Wear fashion show. Who knows?
This man.
But he so looks forward to seeing you. And the love that he has for you, it doesn't go away.
I can't stop
That
this video
grandpa
at any point.
Is so proud of you. And he cherishes the relationship that you've had so much.
Yeah, he's gonna make me cry.
And he is so honored to be a part of your life. To have been a part of helping you grow and helping you experience the world.
Everybody's
And
shedding
he
a
looks
tear right
forward
now.
to seeing you at the next event. And if you see him on the street, we'll hang out. And hopefully he brings you cool, fun gifts. I know this is going to sound cheesy. And I know the internet will probably rake me over the coals. For crying, for one, but
This is one of the
I love the guy.
best goodbye videos I have ever seen. It's like, he's like, don't be parasocial,
When I
but
was
be
in middle school,
parasocial. But no, I get
I
it.
had this goal of making the world a better place because I had been a part of it. It didn't have to be big. It didn't have to be curing cancer. I think we've been able to achieve something great here. You have taken me on the wildest, craziest 13-year ride of my life. And I'm so grateful. So, Grandpa Pat is going to sign out now. And I'll be around for a couple more weeks. I'll be living around the house for a while. We'll have a big family reunion celebration. Then I'll go off to my little shack in the woods, my retirement home down in Florida, and I'll pop in every once in a while. Anyway, at this point in my
That's
notes,
so
I had it written that
sad.
we're going to start a countdown clock of that final 10 episodes, final 9 episodes. So start that. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. Hopefully the editors don't rip off Unasanas too much. If they do, I hope they change it. And with that, I'm going to say, for one of the final times, not the final time, but one of the final times, as always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
That's so... Oh, it breaks my heart. Oh my God. That was such a bombshell, my guy. I am literally watered out in everything. Like, holy... Can we talk about that for a second? MatPat retiring was not in my cards. Because, again, we can go back. I mean, he's one of the guys. Like, if you look at his videos, it's just millions, 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 millions. It's just crazy. Like, how this man honestly just keeps on making great content for, as he mentioned, for 13 years. And to be fair, this didn't count. Nobody saw these MatPat videos. But when MatPat became MatPat, this video, I remember watching this video a couple months when it came out. This video was literally one of the most important things. It's surprising that he kept in these videos of him being an actor, that he has some balls for that. But I remember all these videos, even though YouTube says me not watching them, but that's complete bullshit, because I completely all watch these videos. He literally, this idea worked for almost 15 years. It's just, he decided now was the time, and that's fair. But yeah, as you can see, these videos are just, they're legends. They're literally legends. Nothing really I can say when it comes to MatPat retiring, because everybody has the same opinion. It's like, damn, that sucks. And what he said about most YouTubers now picking the time to retire is kind of interesting, because it's just like, I just don't know. It's kind of heartbreaking if you kind of think about it, because we only think like, oh, YouTubers, haha, they're so rich, and we should overwork them. They produce content for us, ring a ding ding ding, dance monkey dance. But people kind of tend to forget that there's an actual human being on the other side of making all these videos. They honestly led and paved the way for what mostly was me, right? Me as an individual, I'm pretty cringe humor, but it's because mostly from MatPat and from Chuck Conroy. So, yeah, I'm just getting teary-eyed just watching this. It's so funny that I usually don't cry, but hey, and I think I'm gonna finish this with this final saying, but in the words of the great man, and one of my favorite quotes of all time, I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to do it.
I can't help it. Now when I'm fighting cancer, everybody knows that. And people ask me all the time about how you go through your life and how's your day. And nothing has changed for me. As Dick said, I'm a very emotional, passionate man. I can't help it. That's being the son of Rocco and Angelina Valvano. That just comes with the territory, right? We hug, we kiss, we love. And when people say to me, how do you get through life or each day, it's the same thing. To me, there are three things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
That is what I have based my foundation as a human. If you laugh, think, and cry, you're going to have a hell of a day. And that's the culmination of me as a person. Just MatPat and sports. Obviously, Chug is in there too. And a lot of other content creators, not just those two. It's just those two were in the spot when I need them the most. So I'm so grateful